Welcome to the Freud's Angels weekly reading, bringing the collective guidance and understanding for this week's energy.
Remember, never give your power up to a reader or a reading. You always have the power of autonomy. Hey, angels, welcome to your weekly reading. We are reading from the 19th of July through the 25th. Second to last week of July. Can you believe it? I don't know that I can. Yes. So, Vanessa, what are the mermaids telling us? I dare not to ask because I think I know what you're going to say. So tell me what
you know it, because this card, this card loves us. And I mean, I understand why. But I think this card belongs in every single day, period. But I think collectively, we really need this. It is the patience card. But the thing about the patience card, or like every card, I say this pretty much every week probably, but just in case maybe you don't listen every week, is that the thing I like about the oracle cards is that every time they come out, they don't necessarily say the same thing. It's very limiting to have one word. As a therapist myself, I 100% know that. That's why when I'm always talking about what does that word mean to you, the amount of times my clients have heard that, they're probably like, my God, they just know ahead of time. So many times they ahead of time will go, okay, and I know that word means something different when I say it versus when he says it, and I'm, I get excited because you did learn. Yay, right? Because it matters. Our communication matters. So anyway, long story short, here we go with the patience card. As soon as I saw the patience card, I heard don't panic. Like that was the word that I heard, was stop panicking. And again, I feel like, I pulled this collectively. I wanted this for the collective. I think that it works for me personally too, but panic looks a little different sometimes for me. So when you look at this picture, she has her Zen hands out. She's just got her eyes closed, her hair's flowing. She's receiving. She's in receiving mode. And that isn't always what we feel like when we're thinking of the word patience, right? When we think of patience, we're like not in receiving mode, right? Because why do I have to have patience? I would have it. Like I need to have it. I don't have it. Patience means I don't have it. And that sucks for us. But does that mean we'll never have it? That's the thing that we get to do in the moment of non-panic, is to be able to remember that things, just because they're not here right now, does not mean that they are not coming. And it is sometimes not our business how they're going to get there. We can make ourselves crazy thinking that, or we can just let those things happen. And I know right now, collectively on this earth, we are needing to not panic. And we're needing to let things play out. We're needing for more people to not panic so that you can see the real things that are helpful and that are going to move us forward as people, as collectives, as communities, as cultures. In our panic, we fight or flight, right? Like that's what happens, where our nervous system is activated and we have to find the people that are like us and fight the people who are not. And that is not working. And we don't have to do it. So one of the things I love about the World Cup, which is, there's the men's World Cup and there's the women's World Cup. And typically the men's World Cup has been bigger because it's been around for longer. If you're a USA fan, you love the women's World Cup because we win it all the time. But anyway, we're in men's World Cup. And the one thing that I love about it is that it does really bring people together and you forget all the other stuff for a couple weeks. So for, 3 weeks-ish, we're all, learning about other countries. Right now, this World Cup we had a lot of hosting here in the United States. So we had a lot of people from other countries, and you're seeing all these videos of people from all these other countries like partying and being excited and coming together because this is a big event, and watching people get along with each other and watching people put aside all of the political bullshit, all of the world bullshit, and just being humans. That's what I mean about don't panic, is we do not need to push agendas. We do not need to push anything. As a matter of fact, I feel like that's the problem. I feel like we're pushing too much. We're not in our receiving mode. that patience requires, right? We need to be patient in order to receive sometimes. And y'all, I know, super triggering. I don't love it. I'm saying the words and I'm saying, I hate you, Spirit, for making me say this stuff because I don't want to have to own it. And now I do because he said it out loud. Because I don't have a lot of patience for things. And Grace and I talked about this in the pregame, and I realize I recognize where it comes from, because there are times where I want something. There are times where I think things should happen. There are times where I just kind of hope for things to happen. And all of those things show up really fast, like most of the time. I'm a high percentage of the time I kind of get what I want pretty quickly, and it's because I'm detached from a lot of stuff. I really don't care a lot about things. So they happen. When I do care, forget it, dude. Like I want it tomorrow, like everything else. And I don't understand why it can't come here tomorrow because everything else comes here tomorrow. And this don't panic, because panic for me means push. If I push it further away because I'm kicking it. And when you kick it, it's got to freaking heal again before it can do what it's got to do. So it's that breath in between and saying some things are better when they take longer. If you pull the bread out of the oven before it's done, it's not going to be great.
Gross.
Pasta. We just talked about this in our house last week. So good the day after, when the noodles have soaked up all the stuff and all the sauce has melded together in a way that it doesn't when you've kind of quick cooked it. Just wow, that's better. And we didn't wait for it. So we got the better later. We got to have both of them. But some things really need marinating time. Some things really take longer, and they are better when you let them take longer. It's easier when you let them become what they need to become and know that you're receiving it still. Even if you don't have it in your hot little hands right now, it's coming. Let it come to you in its full form. And that's what I'm saying. I don't like it because there's not a lot that I care about right now because I can't. I am very void of caring in a lot of different ways. Like Grace was talking about, I'm just kind of like, oh, I asked for a fucking break and now I have one. I don't know what to do with it. Interesting. Except fixate on the one thing that I want. I'm just going to fixate on that because I got nothing else to complain about. Time to pause, time to receive, time to believe that panic isn't the way, that reception is the way, and that during that receiving process, everything's getting better and better and better, and just do the things that feel good. So if you're in panic right now, if you're feeling like you want something, I challenge the panic part of it for you to be able to remember these things. Sometimes we want things for not great reasons, and that's why they're not coming. Sometimes we want things and we underestimate how good they're going to be if we allow them to come to completion before they come to us. So just remembering that there are different ways that things come to us, and we can allow for it to come, and we can let that time period be our readiness period, our preparation period. I'm getting ready for that thing because I want that thing and I deserve that thing, but I want to make sure it's got the best nest, and I'm going to create the best nest for it while I'm waiting for it. And I'm full of analogies like that. If you'd like any more, you just send me a message. My clients always know, are like, I don't know where you're going with this, but I know you'll land the plane. So that's what the mermaids have to say. And I saw you snickering when I first revealed the card. So I am very excited about what we're pairing this with.
Yeah. So patience leads us to surrender to spirit. Once you've done everything you can do to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine and let spirit work its magic for you.
Oh my God, we didn't even have to stretch for this one. Thank you. Nope. Thank you, Spirit, for just putting that shit right in line. We can't even mess it up.
Yeah. And friends, we don't tell each other what we picked until we start recording. So we don't know what's going to connect until it's happening.
Sometimes we do have to stretch where we're like, geez,
how does this
please.
connect? But Spirit always provides, it's always there for us. But, and it's that's true, right? Because it's like I talked last week about a big ass purchase I just made on Friday. And I'm like, I feel it's right. I feel like I'm being supported. It's happening, but I don't know what's going to happen on the other end of this. Like, how am I going to do this? Like, but it's like, if you're giving the green light and I'm feeling this, knowing that, yes, this is what you need to do, then there is that sense of, okay, Spirit, you gave the green light for this, you made it happen. I need you to help me see or bring to me the opportunities I can to fulfill the obligation, whatever. So it's that, when we are upset or impatient about things, there's an agenda that's not being met. And that's when we lean into the impatience and is like, what are we afraid of? What do we need? What are we trying to solve in this moment? What are we reaching for that if we don't have it right now, we're in meltdown stage? And why is it that we need it now versus tomorrow, the next day, in a couple hours, in a couple weeks? Like, what is that urgency saying to us? We have to understand, because that's where we get out of alignment of our flow, right? That's where we push the river our own direction, and we're not allowing the river to take us to the direction we need. Because if I had made that purchase when I was in like, this is just what I want, and I could have absolutely have done that, and Spirit would have supported it, but it would have been hard because I preempted the situation before the situation was right for me to have it. And because of that, it's like there's this uncomfortableness before Spirit was already like, yeah, but I have this lined up for you, like now, like later, but not right now. And so you're going to be uncomfortable until that moment shows up for you. Yeah. And usually it happens again, because I have to remind myself every freaking day, Spirit doesn't have a calendar. Spirit doesn't know when your bills are due. Spirit doesn't.
When I'm always like, time isn't real, but then I'm making time real. I'm like, you're so contradictory.
Yes. So, I have to get very clear about what I ask Spirit. Like, okay, like if you're green lighting this, this is the area, the time of the cycle that I need this cash. Like, so like,
right. Like it wouldn't feel like this if it wasn't right. I know what it feels like when I'm pushing. I know what it feels like when I'm spastic. I know what it feels like when I'm manic. I know that feeling. And when it's not that, exactly. It's the unknown of saying, well, I'm about to learn something for my own good. I'm going to do it. It's going to happen because it's supposed to. And we're just going to float along and know that that support is there. But also, I will direct that support, right? Because if I have a feeling, if I have a belief about it that's negative, I probably am going to make it a lot harder for myself than if I have a belief that if I'm carrying that belief positively and saying, hey, every single day, right? Like even when I start to stress about it, which I do this the last couple of months, I've had to do it with money, which I haven't had to do in a while. And so it did stress me out because I was like, girl, what is going on right now? This is not what you've been doing. Why is this what's been happening? Is that like the week before rent going, how did I mess this up so badly? Because I haven't had to worry about it. And so the last couple of times I really have been testing my like faith gangster and just being like, well, it always works out. You don't know how it's going to. And I'm not kidding you. I got a decent amount of payments the day before rent was due that were overdue. And I just was like, well, see, but there was a little bit of a lesson in there, right? Like, so the lesson being like, I knew to trust, but also saying like, hey, if you don't want to be in that position, let's make something else then. Let's make something else happen. If you don't like that, if you don't like to be that, have that much trust. If you don't like to white knuckle your trust, then let's see what can we do that makes it not that way anymore. And for me, it is not cut back. For me, it is expand, because I don't like to deprive myself. And I've gotten quite used to certain things and I want them to stay. But yeah, it's a conversation, right, to have with ourselves and in different areas of our lives that can be happening. I mean, we're talking about money and abundance, but this can be relationships, this can be jobs, this can be, really anything, right? Like when we're trying to push and not even stopping ourselves to think about alignment, like the day that I said no to the job when I had no job because I wanted to throw up when they offered it to me. I was like, well, I guess this is one of those moments of saying it felt wrong, so you had to say no.
Yep.
And I guess you'll find out why. And I did. I mean, really soon after that, but those are the moments, right? I could have pushed, and I was pushing. I didn't even want to go to the fucking interview, but I went anyway because I was like, "Oh my God, you don't have a job. You need a job." Wrong. Now you want to throw up on the table. So maybe we don't do that again. So
It's
yeah, I
true.
mean,
It's true. And it doesn't mean that we can't want anything. We can want anything we want. But
sure.
when we desire or need something, it's not about convincing ourselves that like we have to wait, but it's about feeling in tune with when your body is signaling you it is time. Because that's what I realized, I think, this last week is that the body will tell us when we're in our own energy, when we're in alignment, when we're grounded in the decision, when the decision is a green light. Like
Yep.
it'll tell us. It's not just
Yep.
about spirit telling us, oh, it's time. It's about our body signaling to us, I feel so good right now in doing this and making this decision. I'm not panicking. I'm not overthinking it. I've just decided and I'm not stressed out and I don't have this massive panic attack post whatever,
Mhm.
and I think too is that when we don't allow for the breathing of something, we aren't giving the chance to refine what it is we really want, because we want something from the state we're in, and as we evolve and knowing that this is what we want, the information comes to us about that want, about, oh, but this is also possible with it, or it's this direction or this direction. You were very one directional. Could it look like this instead of this? It doesn't have to, because when we look at exactly what we're not allowing for our own involvement in the want of something,
Yeah.
I mean, if I had stuck to exactly what I wanted, I never would have bought the thing that I
Oh
bought,
God. Think
and I
about
would have
all the
hated it.
times if we had stuck to exactly what we wanted.
Yeah, I would have hated it. I would have been mad. I would have had purchase regret, but
Right.
because it wasn't something that I normally would have looked for. It's the last type of thing I would have ever looked for. But because I was led to it, because I followed, I found it. And so like it's like you have to kind of let the thing, like let the process.
Yeah, it's like
Uh,
I was thinking as you were talking again, like just analogies run through my head all the time, constantly, whether I like it or not. And I was thinking about like, when you're picking flowers, and sometimes, like you pick it before the bloom, you don't get to see the whole bloom.
exactly.
You kind of do have to be like, wow, it's really pretty and I want it, but like I gotta have to wait for it to open a little bit more, and then I'll see the full beauty of it. But I can have it now if I want it. I'm just not going to see the full beauty of it, and I might hate that.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't get the full experience.
Yeah.
So, our
Funny.
numerology
Yeah.
card
My
on
brain
the
just came in. I was like, but I want it. Like,
yeah,
my God, Veruca.
yeah, exactly. Um, so our numerology card for the week is 87. Sing, who's 87?
Travis Kelsey, who just married Taylor Swift.
Oh dear Lord.
I know, it's just never ends. And I could have said Sidney Crosby, but it needed to be Travis Kelsey.
So our 87 card this week is synchronicity, which is
Aw.
exactly what we've been talking about,
Yeah.
is letting the things line up. This card indicates a need to have faith in the universal order of events, even in the midst of hopelessness and uncertainty. There is no such thing as an accident or a coincidence in the universe, and the perfect people and opportunities will appear miraculously when least expected. Even when you can't logically comprehend how your dreams could possibly come true, you must trust in the magical power of synchronicity to deliver what you need. Remember, it isn't your job to know how things will unfold. It is simply your job to believe and know that all is well. The hows,
Mm,
whens, and whos lie in the hands of the divine, but once you surrender to the outcome, you are shown the next logical step. I mean, we could have just read that and not said anything for the
I
past
know.
10 minutes.
That's fine. We
So,
did it though.
yeah.
In case
But
you got lost on our tangents, there was a
yeah,
really nice clear cut way to say it.
if you're like, I don't really know what they said,
Like,
but there you
what are
go.
we talking about?
There's the Cliff Notes version of
I was
what we
talking about
just.
flowers and shit and couches. Like, what are you talking about, ladies? Here you go.
Oh my God. So our numerology card this week is I deserve the best. I deserve an abundant
Mm,
and rich life. Let it
mm,
find you. Let it come to you. Let the steps be given to you to receive and allow that. Absolutely.
mhm.
And so I talked a lot last week about the astrology. So I'm going to keep it short this week. So on the 15th, Uranus and Neptune sextiled each other at 4 degrees 23 of Aries and Gemini. And so they're making that started the whole thing. And every single one of these planets, these outer planets, are lining up. On the 17th, Uranus trines Pluto, that is in retrograde, at 4 degrees 29 of Gemini and Aquarius. And then on the 20th, which is tomorrow, we will have Jupiter 4 degrees 22 in Leo, trine Neptune retrograde and 4 degrees 22 of Aries. Also, Jupiter at 4 degrees 26 of Leo later in the day will oppose Pluto in retrograde at 4 degrees 26 of Aquarius. And in the 21st, Jupiter at 4 degrees 37 Leo will sextile Uranus at 4 degrees 37 of Gemini. And then the 22nd, Neptune retrograde will sextile Pluto at 4 degrees 20 of Aries and Aquarius. So, like, they're all lining up in very early degrees of these signs. And because they're so slow moving, going into a new sign brings a whole new energy. It brings the
Mhm.
transformative energy that we can use in order to transform whatever we want, whatever we'd like. We don't have to. It is, again, we are not ruled by planets, but I just want you to be aware that this moment is happening and to get curious about how it's affecting you. Go look at horoscopes for your rising sign. Go see what the energy is for you on these days and really connect with it, because it might surprise you that it connects to something you're already trying to transform. You're already trying to build, to heal, to change, to shift. I guarantee that it'll probably connect with something. And if you're not conscious to the connection of it, you can be by checking that out. So I encourage you, go check your rising signs info during this period and really connect with the energies that are showing up for you. So,
Yeah, because it does. I mean, it is like an explanation. Like you said, it doesn't rule your life, but for me, it's always confirmation because I'm not usually getting ahead of it. Usually I start to panic and then I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I go look and I'm like, oh. And it actually calms me down to be like, it's gonna be okay.
yeah.
This is for your own good. Nobody's trying to hurt you. Which I'd like to reach that beforehand, but I don't. So I
Yeah.
just love to do that. Like I didn't really prepare as much as I thought I would when I heard about this finances career thing coming at me. I was like, ha, 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 whatever. And then all of a sudden, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no, I'm not the same person I was a month ago, all of a sudden in these areas. And I didn't do anything different. I literally did nothing different. But this
Yes.
energy is allowing for me to do something different if I want to, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, if I want to. And I feel the transition energy if I want it there. And yeah, some of those questions being in there. And then, other parts of my life that I'm like, wow, I'm actively trying not to touch that because it's hurting. Good luck because it's happening. Whether you
Yeah.
like it or not. That's
Yeah.
because that part of your chart is getting, energized. And that's just it. Because,
Yes.
like people love to be like, oh, that can't be true. That can't be true. But at the same time, we'll also definitely understand the full moon feels and we'll understand certain times of year and stuff like that. Or they'll even understand like other energy, like people's mood energy. I'm like, how can you really think that a person can influence you, but a giant ball in the sky moving energetically isn't going to affect the atmosphere, which then also affects us. It's just weird to think about, to be like, how do
Yeah.
you not think that? It's a big giant ball of stuff in the sky. It's a
Yes.
thing, the material thing. The same way that if a ball whizzed by my face, I would feel the energy of the ball whizzing by my face. Even if it didn't hit me,
Yeah.
I'd feel weird and I'd have some feelings about a
Yeah.
thing whizzing by my face.
Yes.
Which means that thing affected me.
Yeah.
Period. I don't know why I had to go on that tangent, but I
Oh,
did.
somebody needed to hear it, obviously. Yeah. Well, and it's the energy. I mean, and so many things, if you ever go back in history and you look at how things are lining up and the energies of what's happening, the astrology at that moment, you will see the influence on life. And it's not that it dictates, like you said, it doesn't dictate what happens. But what I'm saying is that the energies are there to amplify anybody's need to do X, Y, or Z, or it amplifies the opportunities that the astrology presents. And so, yeah. But anyways,
and I think when you're open to it, that's the quote unquote problem with me, right? Is that I'm like I just want everything, so I get everything. If you are closed off to this stuff, you do have the ability to do that. Everybody has the ability to shield themselves, but sometimes you're shielding yourself because you don't want it, and that's okay. And so you might not feel it because you don't want to.
Yeah.
I say I do, and so that's why it happens. Because I'm like, transform me, universe. And then I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? Well, because I'm open to it. I left the door open and you came in.
Yeah. True story. Yeah. So, but friends, I'm telling you, you will be different after July. July is very big in astrology. And so you get to determine how you have relationship with what's changing in your life. And you have absolutely free will, and you're free to choose on how you relate to the energies that are happening. So I can't wait to see how you all are doing. Let us know, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, love you. Thanks for listening.
We hope we gave you something to support your journey.
Check out our Facebook or Instagram page to connect with us.
Have a great week.